Om is a really beautiful thing to talk about when we're talking about yoga. Om, the sacred sound, the primordial vibration, the connection of the consciousness. And it's a sound that has deep meaning and significance in the yoga practice. Now, whether you personally like the sound of Om or Oming in class, Om itself has a deep connection to the practice as a whole. Now, when we see Om, you often see it a few different ways. The most common way written down is you see O-M, Om. But in a more traditional or classical sense, you would see Om spelled out phonetically in a different way, which would be A-U-M. Ah, O, M. And both are correct. A-U-M is probably a little bit more traditional classical spelling, and OM is a little bit more phonetic, modern contextual spelling. You'd also see it as a symbol. You'd kind of have what feels like two curved lines, a circle, and some lines going above it. You've probably seen the symbol of Om, which is Devanagari, which is the symbols or the symbol language that's used in yoga practice. And whether it's the symbol of Om, whether it's the word Om in either spelling, it has three distinct parts to the sound of Om. You have the Ah, you have the U, and you have the M. And those three vibrational sounds, those specific sounds, have different representations. Now, how you would chant Om is that there's two different ways. You have the more common vibrational connection or tuning of Om, which you would use at the beginning of class, at the end of the class, as a way to chant and attune to the consciousness. But you'd also have another version of it, which would be more which is lifting the vibration upwards to connect the upward vibration connection to the consciousness. I have no preference. I love both and I use both. And while the first version, which is all the same sound, Om, is a little bit more commonly used, the lift in the Om can be considered a little bit more classical or traditional usage of Om. Now, when we understand the layers of Om, they have the three syllables, A-U-M, or A-U-M. But there's actually four layers to its meaning. You have the A, which is the awakened state of our consciousness, the clarity of connection, the way in which you receive and make sense of the world, the waking state that we're in now. Ah, ah, ah. And then you have the U, the U, or the O, or the U sound. And that, in many ways, is the dreaming state, the state of subtle body awareness, the state of drifting, the state of creativity of the subconscious. And then you have the sound, and the layer is what's called the deep rest state. And that's the state of non-consciousness, deep rest, and the state of nothing or everything as is. And those are the three sounds that relate to the three layers of Om. But there's a fourth layer, right? The fourth layer is actually the layer of silence. So in many ways, while there's a Om, or Om, as it finishes, there's always this gap of stillness, of silence. And that's the universal consciousness. That's connection to divinity. And so whether you're going Om or Om, you always offer it in the sense of the Ah, the U, and the and the silence that comes after it. That completes how Om is practiced. And where you practice Om in your class, most commonly you would find at the end of the class, when you finish the class and you're Oming to complete the practice or seal in the practice. There's another place that's really valuable for the Om to land, which is at the beginning of practice, a way of calling in the awareness and the consciousness to open the space. So opening and closing with Om can do just that as a way to create that container for practice. And whether or not you're using it in your physical asana practice or you're using it as its own practice to attune to the vibration of the consciousness, it's a really powerful tool in yoga that's so sacred and important and a very fundamental and foundational part of the practice. And so that's what Om means. That's what it sounds like. And that's all the different layers to it that make it a meaningful part of how we connect ourselves into the yoga. So shall we do a few to close up this little conversation? What we'll do is we're going to do a few ohms. We'll do 3 ohms at a single vibration, and then we'll do 3 ohms at a lifted vibration. And you can decide which one you prefer. Oftentimes, as a teacher, if you're guiding it, you get to choose and you set the tone and the way in which you share it. If you are a student in the practice, you kind of just follow suit with what's being offered from the teacher. One little fun fact I say as a teacher and a little insight is if you're a teacher offering ohms in your class, and if you like bringing that into your practice, it's my advice to you to always be the first sound and the most intentional sound so the room knows how to gravitate towards you, how to connect to the offering. So don't wait for them to start. You lead the way and let others find their way into that flow of sharing Om in practice. All right, let's do our 3 ohms together. You can place your hands wherever comfortable. Take a clearing breath before. Breathe in. Exhale completely. You can close your eyes if you want. Breathing in. Breathing in. Breathing in. We'll do our 3 lifted ohms. Take a full breath in. Breathe in. Breathing in. And just stay a moment in the stillness and in the silence. And just recognize how these simple sound of Om, the vibration that connects us to the consciousness around us, can be such a beautiful way to honor the practice of yoga.